Okay, real quick, guys, I just wanted to give you a big shout out to all of my lovely viewers and subscribers that enjoyed my last Moleskine video showing how I personalize it and set it up. I appreciate you taking the time to provide your feedback and thumbsing it up. It shows that there are a big number of you guys that are interested in journaling and using different styles and methods and making it your own. So I will continue to post these videos on YouTube. And if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see next, feel free to comment down below because it helps me, inspires me to create what you're wanting to see more of. So, all right, now let's get on with the video. All right, you ready? All right, so got all my pages printed out of things that I like to add onto my vision board. So let's get comfy. This is the fun part. Got our tools here, got our images, got the journal. Let's get started on our vision board. Also, if you have any magazines, feel free to keep those because a lot of those have great quotes and beautiful images and vibrant colors that I love to use to kind of have my vision board like pop out. So let's see what we can find. One of my goals this year is to travel. I love to travel, and that is always on my vision board. There are just so many places that I am dying to see, and time is ticking. One of the places that I've been dying to go to is Japan, along with Thailand, and then Toronto, Canada. So hopefully this year with my work-life balance, it allows me to be somewhat flexible and see more of the world. Here's another page. Magazines always have the best catchphrases. They have a professional marketing team that designs these advertisements. So that's why if you go to a hair salon or if you stop by your work office, just ask if they have any old or unused magazines and pick those up because they are like little gems floating around with words of inspiration. Another goal of mine, to cut out sugar, eliminate that out of my diet, treat my body better. You can see here, self-love is my main mission for 2018. Definitely adding this. And then when I get long sentences like these, I like to kind of break them up, make them into little words. They're more powerful that way. Now after a few minutes, you should have all of your images cut out and ready to go and to be glued in within your journal. So let's get started. Find an area in your journal that you know you're going to look at and feel inspired. For me, I like my vision board to be kind of right in the beginning of the notebook. So within my Moleskine, it's after the calendar pages. It's right after the world map. What I did was I got some cardstock paper, or actually paper pad. If you go to Michael's or any craft store, you can find a pack of these. Let me show you what I got. One moment. So this is it. This is the exact paper pad that I am loving. It is new to Michael's by Martha Stewart. The one thing I like about this, it's double-sided, so it has all these beautiful colors, different on each side. You can see right here is like a lime green, and then on this side is like a lemon yellow. So lots to choose from. Also, for my planner lovers, these are great for making dividers. But I picked this up because, you know, I just want to switch up my pages, add some color without having to use all of my paint and getting the pages all wrinkly. So this is kind of like a nice, kind of like a salmon pink color. I traced one of the pages out, cut it, used my Elmer's Extreme glue, and pasted it inside. I already added a little quote here to break the ice and get started, because we all know sometimes starting is a little, you know, intimidating looking at the blank pages. So I kind of threw this out there, and now that I started, I am ready to go. All right, so here we are. Let's open up the journal and get started with the vision board. I'm going to find my pages here. Nice clean slate. So I'm going to explain a little bit of the meaning behind these images. You know, I feel pretty comfortable explaining them to you. It's not too personal, but that's another reason why I love having a vision board in your journal versus on the actual like wall in your room, or just out, you know, like maybe in your work cubicle. It's you know, in your own little private spot, so only you see it, which is another bonus. You know, this is for your eyes only, and you don't really have to explain yourself to anybody. So the first thing I like to do, I like to gather my images, and I kind of spread them out where I think they should go. I know for traveling, I kind of want to keep it in one central area. And it looks like my heart is just longing to travel, because I noticed that I gravitated towards a lot of traveling themed images. So I think for the most part, the left side is going to be where I'm going to glue the travel themes. And then, yeah, I think for the most part they will fit. So let's go ahead and get started. Something like this, I actually don't need the full one. I can cut this down a little bit. So I'm curious to know, have you tried using a journal vision board, or do you even practice the, you know, hobby of keeping one? I think it's really fun, and I first heard about this from, do you remember that movie The Secret? It's, well, it's not, I don't think it was in theaters, but I remember back in, was it 2007 or 8? I can't remember, but it was so popular, and I remember Oprah was talking about it. I resisted that idea for so long. I just thought it was so silly because they kept it so vague, you know. It was like The Secret, but no one talked about what the secret was. So I just kind of thought it was a sales gimmick to get you to read the book. And yeah, for years and years, I didn't even bother. I just thought it was silly. And one day I sat down and I actually watched it because my husband had a friend of his recommended it because they were starting their business and they mentioned they enjoyed watching The Secret. So we watched it. To be honest, at the time, it was, it was cute and entertaining, but the concept didn't really register in our minds, especially not mine. I just thought, okay, it's pretty much, I mean, I kind of believed in it, but not really. I was just like, wow, that's exactly what I thought. It was a sales gimmick to get people to believe in, magic, if you will. Just think what you want and it'll appear, like false hope, pretty much, right? That's how I saw it. And then, a few years forwarding ahead, at work, I was going through, actually it wasn't at work, but in my life, I was confused, going through what I call my quarter life crisis, or a little bit before my quarter life. I just didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I didn't want to waste time and money going to school for something I just had no passion in doing, business or whatever my peers were doing. I just knew my heart was calling for something bigger and better. I just couldn't put my finger on it. So I was listening to, I think it was the autobiography of Steve Jobs. Back then I really started getting into audiobooks to kind of kill the commute time to work. I had about 40 minutes with traffic. And I remember, I didn't finish it, actually, but the first few chapters, I remember it so vividly. It stuck with me and it still does. There was a chapter in the book where I think Steve Jobs was talking about, I don't know if it was his psychedelic period in time, something about where he was in a low point and, he needed a mentor. So he prayed or he called out for a mentor, something along the lines of that. And, he found one. So I thought I'd try that. And, what was there to lose? Just kind of pray. Oh, I remember now. In the chapter, he said that he was praying out to anything that would listen, like God, universe, whatever it may be. So on the way to work, I kind of threw it out there. And I don't want to call it prayed, but kind of. I said aloud that, please present to me a mentor that could help me become the best version of myself. And I used the best version of myself because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I didn't want to say, to be a teacher or to be an entrepreneur. I didn't know exactly what it was. So I left it open for the universe to decide. And what do you know? Right in front of me, just right under my nose, I had a mentor at work this whole time. And it's funny because I knew who she was. I'll just call her Miss M for now. Miss M worked in a different department than I did. I worked in this big building. There was different departments, different, executive people. So you had like your top managers, your directors, your accountants, your, sales and marketing team. So she worked in a different department. So I didn't really have a relationship with her. I really had no need to. Every now and then I'd see her. I knew who she was, right? Because you kind of know who you work with in the building, in the company. So I pretty much, we bumped into each other in the bathroom and it was like synchronicity. Do you guys believe in that? I didn't, but now I do. But pretty much we were in the restroom or actually, I'm sorry, not her and I, another coworker. I had mentioned how I wanted to redecorate my apartment and have more energy to flow in and just, bring a calmness to it. And my coworker said, "Oh, you should ask Miss M. Miss M is really into feng shui and, attracting the good energy and pushing out the bad, energy, the bad juju." So I was shocked because I wouldn't have gathered that, looking at her. And that led to another life lesson: never judge a book by its cover, which I should have known at at that age. But I was surprised. So I ran over to Miss M's office and, I made some small talk, asked her how she was doing, how business was. And then I said, Nancy mentioned that you're into feng shui. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? And I was intrigued. I really was. And she, was glad to help me. She sat me down, took 20 minutes out of her working day time to explain the concept and how she learned it. And it just, everything spiraled upwards from there, or I should say, like, launched, skyrocketed from there. She took me under her wing, and I noticed she, she asked me, she said, "What do you want to do in your life? Where do you want to go with this company? Or not even this company, where do you see yourself in 3, 4, 5 years?" And I couldn't really answer her directly, but she showed me her vision board in her office, and it was kind of hidden. It was off to the side of her bookshelf. So her when you enter her office like this, she had a bookshelf that was facing, I guess if you enter, it looks like it's facing horizontally and the books are right here, but her desk was right here, so she could see the corner of that vision board. And you couldn't if you were walking in, or even if you sat in front of her desk. So she showed me her vision board and she said, "Do you know what a vision board is?" And I was like, "Kind of." And she's like, "Have you seen that movie, The Secret?" And I was shocked that she, watched that or believed in it, just because she was an older, lady, probably almost, I'd say like almost 50s. And I said, "Yeah, I watched The Secrets." And she said, "Yeah, we rewatch it and, learn more about the vision board." And I challenge you to create your own vision board and just kind of put together images that are calling out to you, that make you smile, that make you happy. And then in time, you'll see that the path will lay out and guide you to kind of what your life purpose is, or help you at least direct you that way. So I said, "Okay, I'll do that." And she was like, "I'm serious. If you want me to help you, promise me that you will put one together and show me." So I did. She told me to, start off small. Either pick a vision board that you want long term or one that you want to see happen short term. So me being very impatient, I'm an impatient person, I said, "Yes, I want instant gratification. I'm going to do short term. Let's do 1 month." She said, "No, no, no. You have to give the universe time to help manifest the things your heart desires." So I would suggest doing 6 to 12 months. So, of course, I chose 6 months because that was shorter. And I was curious. She piqued my interest, and I could tell she was so passionate about the vision board and the law of attraction, and, like energy attracts like energy. So I went home and I put together a 6-month vision board. I should have kept it. I think I took a picture of it, but it's somewhere like in my old phone. But it was very simple. I pretty much had like a body, that I wanted to look like and achieve by working out. I wanted a raise at work. And I think I put that I wanted to visit I wanted to go on vacation or something like that. I kept it kind of simple. But so I did it, and there was like other miscellaneous things too. I think I was really into my blog, so I put something like I wanted to gain more followers if my blog is, as a sign to show that my blog is what I should continue to do. And that was before I was really heavily into Instagram, so it was all about like blogging. So I did it. I put together my little vision board. And she asked me to bring it to work so I can keep it in my cubicle so that way I could look at it. So I did. I showed it to her, and she was happy. She was happy that I took the time to value the advice that she has given me. And we became really good friends. So I was, when I look back that week, she also recommended reading The Alchemist. And it was funny because my husband had just recommended that ebook to me, but I was holding off because, I had better things to do, like watch reality TV. That was back when I was still watching reality TV, before YouTube was really, really big. But yeah, it's interesting because within that week or two, I was reading The Alchemist, loving it. It's still my favorite book to this day. And it reminds me of this journey that helped kind of pave the way in the fun, life journey that I'm living now. But she definitely opened up my eyes and inspired me to realize not to believe all that your eyes can see. You have to look past that. And she quoted this great quote from The Alchemist. I think it's along the lines of, when you want something, the universe conspires in bringing that to you, or manifesting it for you. I'll leave this quote down below so you can see the exact wording. But it was interesting because one night I was kind of just meditating, and I was thinking how ironic it was that same day I was listening to that Steve Jobs book about, that chapter. I called out for a mentor. And by mentor, I wanted someone in person. I didn't want to Skype anyone. I didn't want some overpriced guru. I wanted someone that was like down to earth, that I could speak to face, and someone that I would gravitate to. And I was just kind of blown away at what are the odds that same day I called out asking for a mentor to help me at that low point in my life, and then I just happened to be in the restroom and my coworker directing me to Miss M, and then Miss M helping me, open the possibilities to different paths in life, keep an open mind. And that was one thing she taught me too. When I was doing the vision board, she had reminded me to not think about how you're going to achieve those goals or manifest those items, but just trust that if you want it bad enough, it will come. You do not worry about how, when, where. Just put it on there, slap it on that board, and just release it. Let it go. So I got her as a mentor. And you know what's so funny? So 6 months came, right? And by then I lost, a couple pounds. I went on that little vacation that I wanted, but I didn't get my raise, so to say. I came across an opportunity to transfer to another department. Now, that was one thing Miss M had told me as well. She said, when you are doing your vision board, it's nice to keep the things you want on there, but keep an open mind and always project the intentions that you would love this or something better. And that was the key word, or something better. For example, I could have put on my board, and I think actually this is exactly what I put on my board. I said I wanted like a $3 raise. I was making like an hourly wage, and I wanted to cap off at I wanted to max out my hourly income. So I, felt like I put in my time and dedicated myself to the company, and I was going to negotiate. I don't know, that was crazy. So I was like, I'm going to ask for a $3 raise slowly. Because after all, she told me, don't worry about how you're going to get it. When I showed her that vision board at the time, she said, oh, that's nice. You want a raise. And she said, why did you put $3? And I said, well, that's because that is what I want to make. And she said, oh, that's it? And I was like, oh, well, that's going to be a lot compared to my hourly wage right now. She said, well, what if you were making $5 more or $10 more? Or if you were offered an opportunity where you had a steady salary, wouldn't that be nice? And I said, yeah, that would be great. And she said, well, I couldn't tell by looking at your vision board. You're limiting the possibilities by putting those specifics there. So I realized that. I scribbled that out. Instead of putting an exact amount, I put, I still kept $3, and then I put in parentheses, or something better. She said it's nice to always ask what you want, but keep it open for something better. That is, what you want is the foundation to help manifest what is to come. But be open to receive more, because you deserve more if you put in the right energy. So, oh, how ironic, something bigger. So I said, okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So 6 months comes by, right? I didn't get that $3 raise. But instead, what had happened was everything else kind of came true. So, but then again, I didn't really, I didn't put anything too far-fetched because I didn't want to disappoint myself. The raise was pretty much kind of like, I didn't see, I didn't really think that was going to happen, but she also told me to make sure you put stuff that you believe will happen. So, long story short, do you guys notice this side is mainly quotes? I just noticed that. But, so, 6 months comes, I didn't get the raise. However, another director in a different department, they were seeking someone to, okay, yeah, so I didn't get the raise, and I was kind of bummed out, but then not so much because, it didn't work out, and it was fine. But what had happened was about a month or so it hit the 7-month mark. A month went by after the 6th month, and my director had advised me and my small little team that I worked with that our department was going to downsize and combine with another department. So we were going to have to take on kind of 2 jobs in one. So some of us, had mixed feelings. We were worried because we didn't, no one wants to take on more responsibility for the same pay. So we were kind of like, okay, what are you going to do? Say no? It was, business decision, financial business decision that the company made, and it was either you transfer you know, or you pretty much quit. There was no other option. And we all, you know, we went with the flow. We transferred, or we, you know, combined with the other department. And you guys, when I had to sign my offer letter because it was like a new position, a new title, and it merged with their accounting department. So I had to do more, you know, help them with like spreadsheets and whatnot. So it merged with what I was doing, more like clerical admin work, and then it combined with the accounting. So it was like admin, accounting together. So my pay increase was actually like $4.50 more. And I remember looking at that offer letter and smiling. And my new director, you know, I kind of hesitated because she was with HR and they were waiting for me to sign my paperwork. And they were like, "Is everything okay, Michelle?" Because I just stared at it and I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, and I told them, yeah, everything's fine. And then I ran to Miss M in her office and I told her, you know, what had happened and the good news and about my raise. And, you know, she told me, see, never limit the possibilities. So can you imagine if I would have just wanted only a $3 raise, right? I could have gotten that, or it helped me out by being open to other possibilities that I merged with another department. Well, we merged with another department, made more, and also I was able to use that other title on my resume. So it was like 2 for 1. And then also, if you're wondering, it didn't require us to take on more work. It was because there were so many of us transferring over, the workload was evenly distributed, so it didn't seem overwhelming. So it was like a 2 for 1. We had 2 titles that we could use, you know, like the office admin and then accountant, more money. And it was like, I wouldn't say it's less amount of work, but it was about the same balance from what I had before. So that is the beginning story of my law of attraction vision boards, you know, journey. And ever since that situation, I never doubted anything that Miss M had, you know, taught me. Not that I doubted her back then, but I just didn't see the point in the vision board. And now I firmly believe in it. Every year, that is like my ritual. I pull out my journal and get this vision board going. So don't want to babble on too long, but pretty much you see, I think this is pretty much going to be it. My board is getting so full. Basically, if you can see the theme, I love this. Every day, use your magic to be of service to others. But basically, the theme is this year, I want to, you know, travel. I think as I've gotten older, I've appreciated and valued time versus money. And, you know, if you budget your money right, you can find time to do the things you love. And that's pretty much going to be the theme for this year. Travel, meet new people and friends, be the best version of myself, cut out sugar. Do you guys watch Beauty Crush? I love her. Oh my gosh, I love those legs. Tone my body, be the best physical version of myself, spiritual, mental, you know, love the job. Don't want to put in a box exactly what type of job I want, but I just leave it open. The perfect job, perfect situation, perfect pay. So, and then if you enjoyed this video, let me know if you use a vision board, or if not, hopefully this has helped you on your journey. So Oh yeah, and I'm looking to revive my curls. I love this book, by the way. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Here's the finished page spread. Just wanted to quickly share that for those that didn't care to hear my long story of how I got into the law of attraction and vision boards. But yeah, I will post more videos of more self-loving spreads and more flip throughs of things that I like to journal about, journaling prompts, and then also I'll show you some other ways that I love to personalize my own journal and make it unique and break it and make it, you know, my own. So I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, I might have to glue this in somewhere because, yes, love it.